The first rays of sunlight gently touched Sarah's face, painting her features with a soft golden glow. The world outside was still and quiet, as if holding its breath for the day to begin. In that tranquil moment, Sarah felt suspended between the remnants of her dreams and the possibilities of the new day. She opened her eyes slowly, savoring the gentle warmth that crept across her skin. Drawing in a deep breath, she filled her lungs with the crisp, invigorating morning air. The scent of dew and the faint aroma of blooming flowers drifted in through the open window, reminding her that each day was a fresh start, a blank page waiting to be written. As she gazed out the window, her eyes traced the horizon where the sun was just beginning to rise. The sky was painted in hues of pink and orange, a breathtaking canvas that seemed to promise hope. Yet, beneath the beauty of the morning, Sarah felt a familiar ache in her heart, a quiet longing that had become her constant companion. It was a longing for something more, something she couldn't quite name. It was as if her soul was reaching out for a life that felt just out of reach, a life filled with meaning and purpose. She wondered if others felt this way too, quietly yearning for a deeper connection to themselves and the world around them. This wasn't the life she had envisioned for herself. She had always imagined a future brimming with adventure, passion, and fulfillment. Instead, her days had settled into a comfortable routine, predictable, safe, but lacking the spark she craved. On the surface, Sarah's life looked enviable. She had a good job that paid the bills, friends who cared for her, and a cozy home that offered comfort at the end of each day. She laughed at gatherings, smiled at work, and played her part well. But beneath the surface, she felt a persistent emptiness, a sense that something essential was missing. What she truly longed for was a sense of purpose, a reason to leap out of bed in the morning, a passion that would ignite her spirit. She wanted to feel alive, to experience life in all its vivid colors, rather than simply moving through the motions. As she sat in the quiet of her room, Sarah realized that the life she desired wouldn't simply appear on its own. No amount of waiting or wishing would bring it to her doorstep. If she wanted change, she would have to create it herself, step by step, choice by choice. She placed a gentle hand on her heart, feeling the steady beat within her chest. In that moment of self-reflection, she understood that the journey toward fulfillment had to begin with her. She was the author of her own story, and it was up to her to write the next chapter. This moment of quiet reflection marked a turning point in Sarah's life. The silence was no longer empty, it was filled with possibility. She felt a newfound sense of resolve, a gentle but unwavering determination to seek out the life she truly wanted. Rising from her seat, Sarah decided to stop waiting for change and become the change she wanted to see. She knew the path ahead would be uncertain, and that growth often came with discomfort. But she was ready to face the unknown, to embrace the challenges and joys that lay ahead. With each step she took into the morning light, Sarah felt hope blooming within her. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, a journey that would begin with a single courageous step forward. It's easy to get stuck in a rut. Day after day, we find ourselves following the same patterns, moving through life almost on autopilot. The comfort of routine can be soothing, but it can also quietly trap us, making it difficult to imagine anything different. Sometimes we don't even realize how much time has passed or how little has changed until we pause and take a closer look at our lives. We tell ourselves we're content with our lives even when a part of us yearns for more. We smile for others, laugh at the right moments, and try to convince ourselves that everything is fine. But deep down, there's a quiet longing, a sense that something is missing, that we're meant for something greater or simply something different. We silence that inner voice with excuses. We tell ourselves that now isn't the right time or that we're not ready. We push away our dreams and desires, convincing ourselves that they're unrealistic or selfish. The fear of failure, or even just the fear of change, can be enough to keep us exactly where we are. We're too busy, too tired, too afraid. Life's demands pile up, and it feels like there's never a good moment to pause and reflect. Responsibilities at work, at home, and in our relationships can leave us feeling drained, with little energy left to pursue anything new. We convince ourselves that change is hard. We look at others who have transformed their lives and think, That could never be me. The idea of starting over, or even just making a small shift, can feel overwhelming. So we stay where we are, telling ourselves that it's safer not to try. It's easier to stay in our comfort zones even if they no longer serve us. The familiar, even when it's unfulfilling, feels less risky than the unknown. We cling to old habits, old routines, and old beliefs because they're what we know. The thought of stepping outside that bubble can be intimidating, even paralyzing. Days turn into weeks and weeks into years as we wait for the right moment to make a change. But that moment rarely arrives on its own. Instead, we find ourselves wondering why things never seem to improve, why we feel stuck, and why our dreams always seem just out of reach. We repeat the same routines, harbor the same limiting beliefs, and wonder why things never change. We may even blame circumstances or other people, not realizing that the real barrier is often within ourselves. But here's the truth. Change doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come from waiting for the perfect time or hoping that things will magically get better. It starts with a single moment of honesty, a willingness to admit that we want more, and the courage to take the first step. It requires a conscious decision, a choice to challenge our own doubts, to question the stories we tell ourselves, and to believe that we are capable of more. It means setting intentions, making plans, and holding ourselves accountable even when it feels uncomfortable. A commitment to step outside of our comfort zones and embrace the unknown. Because only by daring to leave the safety of what we know can we discover what we're truly capable of and begin to create the life we really want. Real transformation starts from within. It's not just about changing our circumstances or the world around us, but about shifting the way we see ourselves and our place in the world. When we look inward, we begin to understand the patterns, thoughts, and emotions that shape our daily lives. This self-awareness is the first step toward meaningful change. It's about changing our mindset, our beliefs, and our perception of ourselves. When we challenge the stories we tell ourselves, we open the door to new possibilities. Journaling, self-reflection, and honest conversations with ourselves can help us uncover the beliefs that hold us back and the strengths we may have overlooked. It's about setting clear intentions and aligning our actions with our goals. When we write down our dreams and aspirations, we give them life. By creating a vision for our future, we can start to take small, consistent steps that move us closer to the person we want to become. Every intention, no matter how small, is a powerful declaration of our commitment to growth. This means identifying the areas in our lives where we feel stuck. Maybe it's a habit we can't break, a fear we can't shake, or a dream we've put on hold. Taking time to reflect on these areas allows us to see where we need to focus our energy and attention. Are we holding on to limiting beliefs? Sometimes the biggest obstacles are the ones we create in our own minds. We might believe we're not good enough, smart enough, or deserving of happiness and success. These beliefs can quietly shape our choices and keep us from reaching our full potential. Are we afraid of failure or judgment? Fear can be paralyzing, making us hesitate to take risks or try new things. But when we recognize these fears, we can start to question where they come from and whether they truly serve us. Often, the fear of what others might think is far greater than the reality. Once we acknowledge these roadblocks, we can begin to dismantle them. This process isn't always easy, but it's essential for growth. It might mean letting go of old habits, forgiving ourselves for past mistakes, or simply deciding to try again even after setbacks. True growth comes from pushing past our self-imposed limitations. Every time we step outside our comfort zone, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we imagined. The journey may be challenging, but each step forward builds resilience and confidence. It's about raising our standards and believing in our ability to achieve more. When we expect more from ourselves, we naturally begin to rise to the occasion. Confidence grows with every small victory, and soon what once seemed impossible becomes our new reality. It's about embracing the journey of becoming the best versions of ourselves. Inner transformation is a lifelong process filled with ups and downs, But every moment of growth brings us closer to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. The power to change is always within us. All we have to do is begin. Change isn't always easy. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. The key is to take ownership of our journey, to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for our choices. We need to shift from a victim mentality to a creator mentality. Instead of blaming external circumstances, we need to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. Every day, we have the power to choose growth. We can choose to learn from our mistakes, to persevere through challenges, and to never give up on ourselves. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of making small, consistent changes over time. It's about creating new habits that support our growth and align with our goals. Start by identifying one small area of your life you want to improve. Maybe it's waking up earlier, eating healthier, or dedicating time for personal growth. Commit to making a small change each day. These small steps, taken consistently over time, create a ripple effect. They build momentum and lead to significant transformations in our lives. Remember, even the smallest step forward is still progress. As we change from within, we start to see changes in our external world as well. Our relationships improve. We attract new opportunities. We feel a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment. This is the ripple effect of inner transformation. As we raise our own standards, we inspire those around us to do the same. We become beacons of positivity and growth, illuminating the path for others to follow. Change is contagious. When we embrace personal growth, we create a positive impact on our families, our communities, and the world around us. The journey of self-transformation is ongoing. It's a lifelong commitment to learning, growing, and evolving into the best versions of ourselves. There's no finish line, no end destination. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs. Celebrate your progress, learn from your setbacks, and never stop striving for growth. The journey itself is where the true beauty lies. Remember, you are capable of amazing things. You have the power to transform your life from the inside out. Believe in yourself, embrace the journey, and watch as your world transforms before your eyes. The most challenging step is often the first. It takes courage to confront our limiting beliefs, to step outside our comfort zones, and to embrace the unknown. But remember this, you're stronger than you think. You have the power within you to create the life you desire. All it takes is a single step in the right direction. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. The perfect moment is now. The perfect plan is to simply begin. As Sarah watched the sunrise paint the sky with vibrant hues, she felt a renewed sense of hope. The journey ahead wouldn't be easy, but she knew she had the strength within her to navigate it. She had embarked on a journey of self-discovery, a journey that promised not just personal transformation, but a brighter, more fulfilling future. And as she embraced the unknown, she knew that the best was yet to come. Start today. Take that first step. Embrace the journey within, and watch as your life transforms into something truly extraordinary.